We were talking about his band, the Boxmasters, and he's just about to start the second season of Landman down there in Texas. We were talking about all that, and I'd cut a song, but he and I wrote a song for that show. If it ends up on it or not, I don't know. We cut it, and we were talking about that. And he said, "Are you headed out this week?" I said, "Yeah, headed out." "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, the first stop, we're going over to Evansville, Indiana, and play down there on the river." "Yeah." He said, "Evansville, huh?" He said, "Huh, yeah." He said, "We went through." He said, "Be careful." I said, "What? Be careful." I said, "I've been to Evansville after my whole career. I've been back and forth through there and played over the years." He said, No. He said, the audiences are great there. He said, "We just had a weird incident happen last year with the Boxmasters." He said, "We hadn't played there." He said, "We were, I guess, playing over around near Owensboro or something. They were coming back across this way." He said, "What we were going to do is head towards St. Louis to play the next night." He said, the band and everybody had dinner, kind of crawled in the bunks and gone to bed, the crew of the band. He said, "I was the only one up." He said, "So I went up and sat down with the bus driver over in the jump seat across from the bus driver, and he said, I just watched the world go by." He said, "We got past Evansville, not very far out of Evansville," he said, and here come these two big flashes of bright white light in the windshield. He said, "Then we come up missing time." I said, "What do you mean you came up missing time?" He said, "Well, we..." He said, "I don't know what they call it. When you come to or wake up or whatever." It was about 7 hours later. We were down near Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I said, let me get this straight. You're in Evansville, going out of there, and you're going over to St. Louis, and you woke up, or came to, complete other direction down there, almost to Tennessee." But he said, "Yeah, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. He said, "We were inside the perimeter somehow. There were a bunch of MPs around us." He said, "There's this lieutenant just wanted to know what we thought we were doing there." He said, I said, "Man, I don't know. I don't know how we even got here." He looked at me weird. So I looked around at the guys and I realized they were staring at us also because we all had each other's clothes on. Yeah, you've had that happen, haven't you? Woke up with your buddy's hunting clothes on? That's a little frightening. He said, "No," he said, "I had like a pair of breeches that was 3 or 4 sizes too big for me in one of the roadies' pants." He said, "About that time," he said, "a first sergeant rolled up, got out, walked over, and he looked at me, and out of the corner of his eye I saw he kind of winked. He said, 'Hey, don't you like French fried potatoes?'" And Billy Bob said, I said, That sergeant said, "With mustard on?" Billy said, "I don't usually answer that kind of stuff. I just want to..." He said, so then the lieutenant kind of laughed and saw the sergeant, knew who we were, knew me. They let us out of there with a warning. He said, "Well, I don't know how you got here, what's going on." I said, "Man, were you smoking anything or drinking much on the bus?" He said, "No. We're stone cold sober." So the weird thing is, we went back up through Evansville one other time on the tour that summer. That was last year, 24. He said, "It happened to us a couple other times." I said, "Always going back through Evansville?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You're starting to sound like the punchline of that joke about the bear and the hunter in the woods." Well, the bear finally looked at him and said, "I think you're coming out here for more than a hunt." I'm not going to go into the details of the joke that precedes the punchline because it's filthy. Anyway, I said, wow, I didn't have the heart to ask him. Well, I asked him, I said, "Do you think you might have been abducted?" He got real quiet. And after a minute or so, he said, yeah, I think we were. He said, but don't tell anybody, okay? I said, okay, I won't. So just for Billy's sake, let's keep that between you and me, all right? Don't tell anybody about him getting abducted.